I was born with cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic lung disease. I was diagnosed at 6 months of age and did very well until I was about a teenager. And I think as I was growing and things like that, I started having more and more trouble, and I would get lung infections more frequently, and needed to be hospitalized on and off. Did very well for a very long time. But of course, as the lung function deteriorates, that scarring doesn't go away, and breathing gets a little bit harder. So that cystic fibrosis affects a lot of other things as far as organ-wise, but the lungs are affected the most. And after about, I would say 30 years, it was time I needed a transplant. So getting on the list, they told me that I would probably have to wait 2 years because I would need child's lungs. But after 5 months and 1 week, they called me and said they might have a set of lungs available for me. Do I want them? Well, I wasn't going to turn it down because I didn't know if I was ever going to get a second chance again for that. My son was 2, so I had a 2-year-old son that I had to think about, that I wanted to be alive for. I don't think I realized how much my lung function declined and how much I compensated for that until I could truly breathe again. So definitely impacted my life. I mean, I couldn't do hardly anything. Taking showers, getting up and going places and getting dressed was difficult. And, now I was given this new chance and had all kinds of energy to do so many things. I'm a dietitian by profession, and my coworker, we're very close, and she never told me this. She was one of the first people I called, and she was actually doing a nutrition class, and she got a page in the middle of the nutrition class, and she was like, nobody ever calls us, nothing. And so she wondered what it was, and of course it was me. And she never told me this, probably for about a couple years later. She said, I talked to you just a few days before you got your call, because I think I talked to her that Friday when I went to pulmonary rehab, and she said, I just knew you were really weak, you looked really sick, you lost a lot of weight, and I just had that feeling that if you didn't get that call soon, you weren't going to be here anymore. So not even 6 months after my transplant, before I even had the opportunity to send a letter to my donor family, they had sent one to me first. And so Life Bank played a huge role in that, because they contacted me, said I had a letter from my donor family, would I like it? And of course I did. And then I sent a letter back, and it went through Life Bank because they check all of those things. And we just communicated back and forth, and then my donor family wanted to contact me via phone. So Life Bank played a huge role in that. And then I finally had the opportunity to meet them. So because of Life Bank and the letters and the communicating, I've had the opportunity to have a relationship with my donor family for the past 10 years, and that has been awesome. I started with Team Ohio back in 2006 for the Louisville Games. They were the U.S. Transplant Games. And now I am currently a Team Ohio manager, and I have been doing that since before the 2014 Houston Games. Very, very exciting because it's in our home state, which means that more Team Ohio people are going to be able to participate, and more people from Ohio in general are going to be able to experience those games. And I am just really encouraging many people to attend, because Team Ohio is a family. We're all here for the same reason. We were brought here for the same reason, doing the same thing, having a good time, meeting so many different people. We meet people from all over the place, but just functioning and going together as a team makes all the difference in the world, because we show that unity, we show that respect for each other, and it's so important to be a part of that. And for a lot of people, sometimes they don't have a lot, and being part of a team, being part of a family is something truly amazing, and it makes them feel very special and very good about themselves. And so my goal is to help people feel that way, feel the way I did the first time that I went to the games.